When I go into an FPL stream and I compare it to another stream, there's a very few occasions I learn something. It's better to I go into YouTube and watch the highlight of that and see, okay, he did like that, then I'm done. Instead of seeing him doing the same thing all over again. When you usually watch a lot of people stream, they do the same thing over and over and over again because they just used to it. They're getting into bad habits. There's so many different ways if you want to educate yourself as a viewer, then you're not just seeing the FPL streams or in that things. Like if I see an FPL game, I'm looking more for basically, okay, he did something new. Maybe they tried it out against the professional player, semi-professional player. Let's say you're watching an FPL stream and you see him then grinding Mirage, which they usually do. You have probably seen this 200 million times. Remember, this is not exactly the nades I'm throwing, which is exactly what they're doing, but basically how it looks like. Because if you're playing like CTs like this, you're gonna see a smoke comes here, which blocks off this move, and you can go here in a one-way and all those small stick stuff. So they go up here usually. And they probably Molotov car at the same time. Some of the CTs also, you know, firing back nades and all kind of things. The first time you see it, you're gonna be impressed and see, okay, cool. This is actually a very useful thing to learn. So you watch the guy who's done it, that, like doing this kind of thing. Usually it's one of those Russian players that plays FPL that does it a lot. I think it's Yakindar or Yakindar that does it a lot. Or no, Dima I think it was before. I know he did this all the time on Mirage because I ended up playing B all the time at City. You know, so the first time he did this, like showing it off with the nades that one way probably killed someone, came out B, got another person, jumped over here, do another shot here, blah, 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 come in the side, but win it. 2 rounds later. This is happening 2 rounds later. Remember, 2 rounds later because they won that round and they won that round because he did this thing. And he dies. Then you think it like this. Okay, he died. So how does he counter that? The person on the side were probably standing a little bit different angle. You know, he was reading the situation. Okay, he throws the same nades. He throws the same Molotov. So I can't go to car. I can't go like here because I just don't see through the windows here. So he's probably sneaking up in the smoke and probably goes there, which he does. So he probably killed him, just like because he took another positioning, the city guy. But as a city defender like this, because you want to improve your game and you want to change things over and over again and do something differently, you're not going to be doing this all like same thing 15 rounds in a row as a city guy because you know he's going to keep doing this. So you kill him, so it's 1-1. And just this is the guy as well. Now it comes the same thing. Remember, this is 5 rounds now into the game. What do you think happens now? He wrote like this. He threw the same nades to uppercut the both of the B players. And take mid, for example. Yes, he does the first part you do, but he goes there again. That's the issue. He doesn't change anything. Maybe I sound very mad. I say very like pissed or anything like that when I'm trying to show you guys and explain to you. It's just like this. When I go into an FPL stream and I compare it to another stream, there's a very few occasions I learn something. It's better to I go into YouTube and watch the highlight of that. And see, okay, he did like that, then I'm done. Instead of seeing him doing the same thing all over again. It's basically like this. I'm gonna say one thing that I did on the stream yesterday. So this guy is smoking window. That's what he's saying. And I said I can smoke con, I can smoke short, whatever. They don't give me an explanation or like what they wanted, for example. So I think like this personally. Okay, so if I want to take map control, what do I do then? And what do I need to do this from, you know? So what do I do then? I go in here, into the corner, I look up here, do the jump throw. Flash. What do you think I did this whole game? Remember what I talked about before on this B thing. Next round. I smoked the window instead. I tried to go for a because he failed it, so now he smokes window. Like mid control every round. This is what I want to come to. For going A or B, you can do it as well. I didn't smoke that one because he smoked window. I know they have ecos, I smoked that on short. They can map control in the different ways. That con one? Now I smoke short in another way. It's basically the same smoke that I use, but it goes way more closer, as you can see, instead of way more back. Okay, what I want to come to at least. What you're seeing here, it's 8th round of the game. I played 8 total rounds. How many things have I changed of 8 rounds in total? I've smoked window, I smoked short in 2 different ways. I smoked top con as well, so that's 4 different nades. You can also do another thing. You can smoke also jungle for there. So you can do actually a fast more split. I can show you in the server in a second. What I'm trying to say is just like when you usually watch a lot of people stream, they do the same thing over and over and over again because they just used to it. They're getting into bad habits. What I'm doing here, especially in just a game in general, what I'm trying to just say when people are saying they want to see me stream a lot more FPL, all this cool stuff. And I love it. I want to do it as well. But like I said already, my rule, I need to have this 60 hours, for example. There's so many different ways if you want to educate yourself as a viewer, then you're not just seeing the FPL streams or in that things. Like if I see an FPL game, I'm looking more for basically, okay, he did something new. Maybe they tried it out against the professional player, semi-professional player. How did it take that off guard? That happens maybe 1 out of 10 stream times that I see it. At least how I look at it, because I've seen so many different things. Maybe for some of you guys are not used to it, or maybe played with like at least happened in that same situation. It's gonna be new, you know. But for me, it probably happened before, or you know, getting an understanding, or like. So if I wanted to see something new, and like something that's a little bit different than everything, but let's say you watch Simple, you should learn something from that. You do 100% from Simple as well. But the difference with Simple is just like Simple is a versatile player and he does a lot of things and has a lot of room in FPL because everyone sees and look up to him, which he deserves. Like he gets the pistol drops, he can op, he can rifle, he can regress, he can be passive, he can lurk, he can do like that. That's a player that's much better to look into. But some of the players that streams a lot of FPL, they're doing the same thing all over again. I don't look that often into same person too many times. If I don't just like, okay, I know how they play, I know they do this all the time, and yada, 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 then it's fine. But as a viewer, and especially for you guys, I would always advise you guys to be looking at someone that's maybe, you know, changing it up all the time. Like, you know, how to learn the window smoke in this way, or... yeah, there it is. You know, those are 2 different ways. Like, it would be fun to see it, you know, like, or see the smoke short, or see the jungle smoke. Yes, there it is. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I forgot about it. We had it in NFP before, so I should have known it. See, thank you. Love you, buddy. This one as well, that was like the old one when you were like throwing the cat smoke. This was the old one where you did because before the jump smoke. My friend Shindis, he learned a smoke from here. No, I think it's too fast. I should be running because it goes too fast. It can always goes there or it goes the other way. Now, like I haven't mastered it perfectly, but he did it, so it lands perfectly here. And he had it in the same spot when he lands there, for example, you know, and both are from T-spawn, you know, like those things are like fucking masterpieces, if you ask me. I'm not good on nades. I'm not known for nades, just so you know. So you should never really take 100% advice from me if I don't know exactly how it is, you know, like. And maybe that's just my opinion, you know, like when I'm watching a stream, I want to learn something. It doesn't need to be someone saying like specifically, I did this because of that, you know, going through it for you guys. If I see like, I don't know if you're watching me much, you know, like when you see this one, maybe like it take you maybe the first week because I'm used to it, so you don't like really get it. But then eventually you understand it comes top con, for example. That's why I'm throwing it, because Pasha said in the stream that landing a perfect nade is as satisfaction as getting a kill. 100% true. Hey, the guy in apps is getting shot from jungle, for example, and you're standing here, you don't know how to Molotov in a good way because, you know, there's a guy somewhere inside, but you don't want to be like, you know, go out and die and go like this, for example, then throw the perfect nade like here, you know? No, you go here, and then you're looking like this, and you're throwing it. Oh, no, it's not even a good one. I had one like, I think it was this one when I'm walking. It's just like because we had smokes before. I had like a line somewhere here in my head. Remember, I don't remember all of everything anymore because I don't need to. But I'm just saying, it's just like, I like, maybe, yeah, it was harder. Okay. And eventually it goes in the corner, you see. Like, it's so satisfying thing, you know, like, think about it. You helped out that guy, you know, so much for coming out ABs because you're like, I know how to help him without actually dying. Okay, I go here, throw it, you know, because let's say the guy on site is too afraid to peek, you know, or he's not standing ticket, and he's maybe standing stairs and try to kill him apps, you know. You Molotov in there, you can help him out, maybe peek the guy on stairs or anything like that, you know, like, it's just small stuff, and that's the beautiful thing, the most beautiful thing in CSGO, if you ask me. It was way more easier before because it was different lines, but it's just like look in that corner and it comes the ticket like there. It's not the best one, but it's decent enough. I think it hurts in this way because people can be standing here, you know? But it's good enough if you're gonna be like, oh, we're in a 3-on-3 situation, we have a smoke, and I don't know the perfect way here. Also, I'm gonna be way too long for my teammates. I can just throw it like here, but I can also throw jungle there. Okay, I think it's there. You can stand into it. Yeah, you stand into it. Like, for example, think about how beautiful it is to like smoke these things up, and you don't like as a person that runs into the bomb site, you don't have to think about anything. You're like, my team is like, hey, I'll smoke con, and you're like, okay, cool. I know it takes 10 seconds or something like that. Cool. And or he says like, no, I smoked jungle. Go. For a high skillful team, how they communicate is different. Every team different like has a different technique of communicating. Like for the Swedish background, we don't go with strict rules and we don't go with like the perfect flow, like a perfect tactic, perfect nades, perfect that. We go with the communication is key. Communication and team play is key, no matter what. We always strive for that, no matter what. For us, it's just like how many people you're seeing, how many people died. Last seen in a way like, okay, he was T-ramp and that was 5 seconds ago, 6 seconds ago or whatever, you know. That's how we go with it, for example. Then we have other teams, you know, like that's very strict and very like perfect nades, perfect like team play in a way. If someone does something badly, you know, they just call every situation that happens and what they need to do because they played so many different situations and looked through the demos afterwards or had a feeling a team's gonna do that. They just have different rules or different setups handling different situations. So if it's a 3-on-3 situation that are retaking A, maybe they have a rule like A apps is always gonna be smoked off when they're retaking it, or A ramp is always gonna be smoked off as well. Like, you know, they have those small things, you know, like and those things are, you know, the bread and butter in their system. That's how I look at it, you know. Or they have like, okay, we're gonna retake a bomb site, we need to always have a Molotov is always in Ninja, for example. So they have already, you know, planned everything ahead in that way. What I was trying to say is just like every team works in a different way. So when you go into a pug player usually just go for their own flow with themselves and just want to do this. It's the same what I'm doing basically now when you've been watching my stream. I'll basically don't even say what I'm doing. I'm just saying maybe I'll go mid. I don't say what nade I'm using. I'm not saying what I'm trying to do or, you know, my goal with it. If I don't feel the flow of the pug players I'm playing with. And that's the biggest issue. In the team environment and experienced players, I'll probably say like this. I'll take mid control and I also smoke window, but I'm also ready to flash mid if it's necessary because I'm going to be the one that latest smoking window. And my team is probably already there. And someone that maybe say like directly, okay, I'll smoke con. Oh no, I molly con directly and I'm ready for your flash because you already mentioned you're going to be flashing for him. So you flash this. The Molotov flies, the flashes come, window smoke, you take map control. So it's good to fail. There's nothing bad with failing, and it's nothing bad to get old 10 because you tried things and get a better understanding of why it didn't work. Like, it's all good.